Did you know that 90% of people in the world know or have heard of someone who has some form of diabetes? Today you're going to learn the truth that no one has ever explained to you about diabetes and why it's so important to understand this condition and the care you need to prevent it or manage it. I'm Dr. Paula, and this will be a space of knowledge and support for anyone who needs it. I want you to imagine sugar as a kind of fuel. It's the energy your body needs to move, think, and perform all your daily activities. But when that sugar can't enter the cells properly and remains circulating in the blood, it begins to cause silent changes that, if not detected in time, can lead to more serious problems. Today we're going to explore what diabetes really is, how many types exist, how many people it affects, why it's so common after age 60, how to take care of yourself day by day, how to prevent it, and how to support someone who is living with it. First, let's talk about the magnitude. In the world, more than 530 million people live with diabetes. It's as if the entire population of Latin America had diabetes at the same time. And the most concerning part is that many of those people don't know it, because the symptoms can take years to appear. In older adults, especially after age 60, the risk increases even more due to factors like age, excess weight, high blood pressure, and lack of physical activity. To better understand what diabetes is, we need to understand that sugar must enter the cells to become energy. For that, there is a kind of key called insulin, which is produced by the pancreas. When insulin works well, sugar enters without problems. When insulin is not present or does not act properly, sugar accumulates in the blood. This is where the different types of diabetes begin. Type 2 diabetes is the most common, especially in people over 50 or 60 years old. It represents almost 90% of all cases. In this type, the body produces insulin but does not use it effectively. It's like having a key that doesn't work well. It exists, but it doesn't open the door properly. We call this insulin resistance. Over time, the pancreas gets tired of producing more and more insulin to compensate, and it begins to produce less. This combination of resistance and reduced production is what raises blood sugar levels. It's more common in people with excess weight, a sedentary lifestyle, family history, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. And it's not the person's fault. It's a mix of genetics, habits, age, and the natural functioning of the body. Type 1 diabetes is less common but more severe. In this case, the pancreas stops producing insulin almost completely because the immune system, which is supposed to protect us, becomes confused and attacks the cells responsible for producing insulin. It's an autoimmune disease. It's as if the key to open the door simply didn't exist. Although it usually appears in childhood or adolescence, it can also appear in older adults, although it's very rare. In this type, the person absolutely needs insulin every day to live because the body cannot produce it. Gestational diabetes appears during pregnancy due to hormonal changes. Although it goes away after birth, it leaves an increased risk for the future. Many women who had it later develop type 2 diabetes, especially after age 50. And the children of these mothers also have a higher risk in adulthood. There is also a type called secondary diabetes, which does not appear due to genetics or habits, but because of other illnesses or treatments. For example, pancreatic diseases like pancreatitis, surgeries or tumors, long-term use of corticosteroids, certain cancer treatments, and some hormonal disorders can cause diabetes. In these cases, the cause is clear. Something external or internal affects the pancreas's ability to produce insulin or interferes with the action of insulin. And before diabetes appears as such, there is a previous state called prediabetes. It's not diabetes, but it's not normal either. The sugar level is higher than usual, and if no action is taken, within a few years, it can turn into type 2 diabetes. The positive thing is that in this stage, it can still be reversed. Small changes, such as losing 3 or 4 kilos or walking half an hour a day, greatly reduce the risk. Now that we understand each type, let's move on to the symptoms. Many times there are no clear signs, but some people may notice excessive thirst, frequent urination, tiredness, blurred vision, or unexplained weight changes. A simple blood test can clarify everything. That's why it's so important to get regular checkups, especially after age 60, or if there is a family history. When a person already has diabetes, care becomes essential. Treatment is not just about taking medication. It's a combination of habits that, added day after day, make an enormous difference. Nutrition is key. It's not about stopping eating, it's about learning to choose better. Meals with more vegetables, moderate fruit, lean protein, and fewer refined flours or sugars help keep blood sugar stable for longer. Physical activity is another very powerful tool. A simple blood test can clarify everything. That's why it's so important to get regular checkups, especially after age 60 or if there is a family history. When a person already has diabetes, care becomes essential. Treatment is not just about taking medication. It's a combination of habits that, added day after day, make an enormous difference. Nutrition is key. It's not about stopping eating, it's about learning to choose better. Meals with more vegetables, moderate fruit, lean protein, and fewer refined flours or sugars help keep blood sugar stable for longer. Physical activity is another very powerful tool. Walking between 20 and 30 minutes a day helps the muscles use blood sugar naturally. It's like the body burning the excess sugar without extra medication. No gym is needed. No running is needed. Walking is one of the best treatments. Daily choices greatly influence how blood sugar behaves. And among those choices, fruit generates a lot of questions. Many people think that if they have diabetes, they should avoid all fruit. But that's not true. There are what I call miracle fruits. Not because they cure diabetes, because no fruit cures it, but because they help the body control sugar better, provide fiber, essential vitamins, and help maintain more stable levels throughout the day. These fruits have a low or moderate glycemic index, which means they release sugar slowly and do not cause sudden spikes. One of these miracle fruits is the apple. Apples contain pectin, a type of soluble fiber that acts like a sponge. It traps part of the sugar and slows its absorption, making glucose rise more slowly. They're easy to digest, affordable and accessible. Another key fruit is the pear. Like apples, it's rich in fiber, but it also has a satiating effect that helps prevent cravings that often raise sugar levels without us noticing. Berries, such as strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries, are true treasures for people with diabetes. They're low in carbohydrates, high in fiber, and packed with antioxidants that protect blood vessels, vision, and the heart, which are usually the most affected areas when diabetes is poorly controlled. And small portions are enough to get the benefits, so they're easy to include without fear. Kiwi also deserves to be on this list. It has the perfect balance of fiber, vitamin C, and a moderate amount of carbohydrates. It helps regulate digestion, strengthens the immune system, and keeps blood sugar stable after meals. And although it may be surprising, oranges, when eaten whole, not as juice, are also excellent. The fiber is in the segments, not in the juice. That's why whole oranges release sugar slowly and don't cause the rapid rise we see in freshly squeezed juice. Another miracle fruit that many people underestimate is the plum. Fresh plums help regulate digestion, stabilize energy, and contain antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Eating 1 or 2 plums a day can greatly improve digestive health, which is essential for people over 60, who often experience slower digestion. Finally, peaches are very special for people with diabetes. Even though they taste sweet, their natural combination of fiber, water, and micronutrients makes them absorb slowly. They're refreshing, light, and help maintain fullness without raising blood sugar too much. These fruits don't replace medication or cure diabetes, but they are natural allies. Another miracle fruit that many people underestimate is the plum. Fresh plums help regulate digestion, stabilize energy, and contain antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Eating 1 or 2 plums a day can greatly improve digestive health, which is essential for people over 60 who often experience slower digestion. Finally, peaches are very special for people with diabetes. Even though they taste sweet, their natural combination of fiber, water, and micronutrients makes them absorb slowly. They're refreshing, light, and help maintain fullness without raising blood sugar too much. These fruits don't replace medication or cure diabetes, but they are natural allies. When eaten in proper portions, such as 1 apple, half a cup of berries, or 1 kiwi, they help the body maintain a healthier balance. The key is always to choose whole fruit, chew it slowly, and avoid juices or smoothies, because that's where we lose the fiber that makes these fruits so beneficial. It's also very important to control blood pressure, cholesterol, and maintain a healthy weight. These factors come together like pieces of a puzzle. When one improves, they all improve. Medications may include pills, insulin, or a combination, depending on the type of diabetes in each person. You should never adjust doses on your own. Each case is different and must always be supervised by a professional. If you don't have diabetes yet but you're at risk, prevention is possible. Losing just 5% of body weight, which for some people might be only 3 or 4 kilograms, greatly reduces the chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Simple changes like choosing water instead of sugary drinks, walking regularly, improving sleep, and quitting smoking protect your health in the long term. And now, how can you support a family member or friend who lives with diabetes? Supporting doesn't mean controlling or pressuring. It means being present, listening without judging, and encouraging healthy habits together. Walking together, cooking together, reminding them of a medical appointment without imposing. The most important thing is understanding that diabetes does not define the person. It doesn't make them less capable, less healthy, or less valuable. It's a condition that requires attention, but with consistency, education, and support, it can be managed very well. The key is to build habits, not to seek perfection. No person with diabetes needs to be perfect. They need to be consistent. Small decisions repeated every day are what truly transform health. And with that, now you understand the types of diabetes, how they affect the body, how to prevent them, how to manage them, and how to support those who live with it. If you've made it this far, write in the comments, "My health comes first." So I know you stayed with me until the end, because yes, health really does come first.